Friday, Friday, Friday. Welcome, horrible people, to the Horrible Opinions podcast. As always, I'm ready to get freaky on Friday host Kenny.
I'm your limecologist, Daniel.
I'm sorry, you're what?
Limecologist?
What's a limecologist?
Someone who studies slugs.
Whoa, someone came to play. Oh, wow. I'm going to be your distracted host, Ryan.
Oh, what's new?
Indeed.
And that's right, folks.
Keep going.
We finally made it to Rebecca Black's favorite day.
Friday.
Well, the Friday the 13th recap of the month.
Right, but her favorite day is Friday.
Oh, but it's specifically this one because it's Friday the 13th in Spooktober. What are the odds? Probably a set odd. You could probably look at a calendar for the next 100 years and see every time there's a Friday the 13th in October.
Yeah, but like we decide.
Dude, yeah, we'll probably change it at some point.
It's man-made rules. Like how many days in a month?
Yeah, but to be a man, to be making them rules, like you don't get in a position to make them kind of rules until you're like in your mid-80s.
Fascinating. Do you know that slugs have no skeletons?
What do they have?
What do they collect?
I got nothing. I don't have anything.
Now, are they the ones with 1 foot?
Yeah, they're just a big foot.
But what's the difference between a slug and a snail?
A snail has a shell.
So if a snail just gets out of the shell, is it a slug?
Yeah.
Is that really it?
Sure.
Or is it something else?
I spent about 10 minutes this morning reading about the mating habits of slugs.
Oh, how hard were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wanted to make sure you're okay, because I listened to the last episode where you said you were going to come in with some slug facts, and I was like, oh, I better tell him, because he said he was going to come in with some slug facts.
Mm-hmm. I got them. I'll sprinkle them in.
Maybe it's telling that we're still not really talking about the Friday the 13th series, because that's what we're doing today. Talking about Friday the 13th as a series. It's the recap, boys. We made it through.
All right, I'm going to come in hot. Are you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
Yes.
All right. 9, 5.
Wait, no.
2,
Hold on.
X, FEJ.
Oh, God.
4,
I
6.
I don't
remake. 7, 3.
Wait, hold on. Say that again.
I mean, that's
9.
I think that sounds
5.
right.
9, 5, 2, 1.
That doesn't sound right. I don't think 2 should be ahead of 1.
FEJ. 4, 6. Remake. 7, 3.
Here's the problem with that, Daniel. 6 is the one with the telekinetic girl.
No. 7 is.
Which one's?
Hey, Daniel.
Unless I've got my numbers wrong, in which case this whole list is questionable.
Where's 8?
I'm only counting 11.
I missed one?
Where's 8?
Where's 8, Daniel?
Oh, 8, 7, 3. Sorry.
Oh, you're right. 7. There, okay. So 8 was Manhattan, 7 is telekinetic girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your list is now making a lot more sense to me.
You were waiting for all that time is your second to least favorite?
Yeah, it was bad.
Did we hype it up too much for him? I mean, why did you think that one was going to be the one you were looking for?
No.
I know, so where did that come from? Where did that come from?
I didn't hype it up. All I said was that there was going to be one that had a psychic girl.
And eventually, that was the juice that kept you coming back. Because we kept saying, that was the carrot that we kept saying, Daniel, it's not the next one, but it'll be like in 3 more, it'll be telekinetic girl. I don't know, it seemed to work.
Probably after 4 on my list, those last ones can go in any order.
No, I think 3 has to say firmly.
3 does have to be last, yeah.
3 is caboose.
Yeah.
It's caboose. I mean,
does anyone want to challenge my ranking of number 1?
I do want us to do an exercise where we have to come up with, if you're only going to show 3 of these movies that embody like the spirit of what this series is, what are they as a whole? But we can do that later.
As my whole.
Yeah.
I would show 2, 5, and X.
You wouldn't show Hell?
As the spirit of what the series is? No.
That's a good point.
Why would you choose 5? Because 5 is the one with grown-up Tommy.
Yeah.
And not real Jason.
Because it's like, so you've got the 2, so what did I say? 2, 5, and X.
Yeah.
So you got 2 and X. Those are just good Jason movies. And then there's 5. They're like, this is what this series could have been if they had balls.
So part of the spirit of this series is what it could have
Showing
been,
what-
and just
what
what
could
could
have
have been,
been,
and how it
yes.
just never was.
Yes.
Okay.
Because 5 has the best characters.
I am still sore that they killed Grandpa, that they killed Demon. I'm not happy about it still. I'm with you, Daniel.
Those enchiladas are still getting at him.
Damn
Those damn enchiladas.
enchiladas.
Oh god, let's see. Can I do this? Okay.
You can do whatever you want, baby.
I'm staring at all the covers because I got to remember in my head which one is which. That's my hard thing here. So I think for me, it's 1, 6, 4, Freddy vs. Jason, Jason X, the reboot, 2, 5, the one without Jason. Then it's
Can I pause you?
yeah.
You haven't said. I think you forgot to say Jason Goes to Hell at the start.
No, that comes up next. Jason goes to hell. 7. Then we got Manhattan. What the fuck was 7 again? I remember Manhattan. 7 was the New Blood. Oh god, that's the psychic one. Okay, so then it's Manhattan, and then so after re-listening to him, I really don't know if I hated 7 more than I hated 3. 3 I was really down on. 7 sounded like it made me really mad.
You guys really didn't like 7.
Like, I think, like, maybe if I'd watched 3 later in the series, I wouldn't have hated it as much. Because 7 made me mad. But 3 really sucked. 7 at least had potential interesting things. So I'm going to say 7 and 3.
1, 4, 9, 5. Freddy vs. Jason. 2, 6. Jason X. The remake. 8, 7, 3.
So I had 6 a lot higher than everyone else, right?
Yes. I think that's nostalgia.
Well, it can't. I rewatched it. It's great. Okay? It's like if Jason was a comic book cartoon movie. I'm sorry, that opening scene with the rain and the lightning, and he punched out his heart, and and head in the crotch, and
business retreat.
Harry
Everything.
turn ahead.
yeah, it's so good.
Like Daniel and I are at least pretty. We're on the same page that the last 4, it's remake 8, 7, and 3.
See, I like the remake.
Oh man. So here's okay. Which of these can we just all agree? If we can start pruning, what can we agree to just cut out? It doesn't need to exist. It just doesn't add anything to the series.
8, 7, and 3.
If you cut out 3, you lose the mask.
We just.
That's the look of the series.
He can keep the potato sack,
I'm fine with the potato sack.
or he can get the mask and 4.
Because honestly, the mask doesn't make sense anyway.
It never has.
Ever has. Because why would a slug wear a mask?
Why
If you
would
give a slug
wear
a mask,
Why would a lake goblin ever play hockey? This doesn't make any sense to me. They should be playing water
well,
polo.
if the lake freezes over in the winter, it is up north.
A slug's body is mostly water, 80 to 90%.
So do slugs like the winter?
I don't know.
Probably don't like that road salt.
Top speed is 0.18 miles per hour.
Well, that's something we have in common.
Did these movies take place at the same season? I guess they did.
Some of them
On the
were
or like days apart,
after,
right?
like
Yeah.
day.
We needed a Jason Does Christmas. He saves Christmas.
Jason Saves Christmas. We need some more Jason crossovers.
I think they're mostly the same seasons because it'd be the season that you go and
Camping.
you go to camp. Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone knows Friday the 13th at the same time every year.
Yeah, October.
October
100%.
of this year. You could get rid of a lot of things. Like, he didn't need to go to Manhattan.
Yeah.
No, I think Fish Out of Water Jason would be interesting, somehow he gets put in a foreign land to him.
Oh, no, it would have been great if he was ever actually in Manhattan.
Yeah, your problem is not Jason going to Manhattan. Your problem is that Jason didn't go to Manhattan.
Yeah, it was Jason spent too much time going to Manhattan. Like, you just hop on the train, bud. Get your little ticket.
Buddy.
You're a big man now. You can get on the train yourself. Don't sit next to any creepos. Keep your mask on. It's dangerous.
So everyone's least favorite is the third?
That's the only
Yes.
thing I think we're unanimous on.
Okay.
It's really bad.
Even though I think it does have one of my favorite kills in it, and it's when Jason kills the guy who does all the handstands, just because when he hits him with the machete, he just hits him so hard.
So hard. That might be You think that's the hardest hit, or do you think it was?
I forgot about that guy. I might have a new most useless character.
The hardest hit, I still think it's part 2.
It's Freddy versus Jay.
Oh, the tree, the smack that sent her flying.
Yeah, she went flying.
All right, when we're in cartoon world, yes, but I think it's part 2 when he just crushes the non-sharp point of the machete into the wheelchair guy's face. Because I think it's, you pointed out, Kenny, that this is a forward-facing machete, and so Jason,
I don't think it really is.
Used
they
a
just
blunt.
tried to
Cover their ass a little bit.
Yeah, like no, it's a like why would you ever make it forward facing? I feel like it's designed the way it's designed for a reason. What's the point of a forward facing machete? No point.
No point.
It's dumb.
Okay, I changed my mind. My favorite kill is the hit in the face with the wheelchair and watching the wheelchair just go down the stairs. Bounce, 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 bounce.
It's so good. He does the Mac and Me down the hill.
Yeah, he does.
It's a good time.
You guys want to know my favorite kill?
But that was part 2.
Okay.
It's probably going to involve a slug.
It kind of does.
Okay, what is it, baby? Slug, baby.
It's Jason getting blown up by the FBI.
Oh, that's nice too. That's very good.
That's very good. Honestly, let's see. There are some good ones, but the one on Jason X where he puts the lady's face in the liquid nitrogen and just bashes it onto the desk.
I thought about that one too.
That's really good. And then I love the sleeping bag kills. Like, all of them. The original sleeping bag kill, the redone one.
I like the remake sleeping bag. Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah, roasted her like a little pig.
Crispy.
She's
on
like
the
a
outside.
pig in a blanket.
Oh.
But,
what?
you know, punching that guy's head off was fun.
No.
No.
Because it was all hyped up because it, flew off the building and landed perfectly in the trash can, and Jason was all hyped for it.
So the slug's mucus keeps them moist, so they don't lose their water, because they're all water. That's why they're always slimy.
Is there anything about their queens that appeals to you?
About a slug queen? I don't think they have queens.
Now's your chance.
Tell you what they do have. Most of them are simultaneous hermaphrodites.
That's very forward.
Which means that they possess both male and female reproductive organs that are functional at the same time.
So Jason should have just crawled out of his own body and back into his own
himself.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have a body at that point, so.
I don't know. He might have done that a few too many times, judging by his face and the new blood.
Ooh, I think that's how it worked. Okay, here's a question for you, because the head decapitation Manhattan made me think of this. Is there a scene or something that you wish would have happened in one of these movies that didn't happen? I, for one, still wish that in Jason Takes Manhattan, when you see Jason above on the boat and you see the survivors in the little raft boat, that he had done a leap and just crashed through the boat.
Cannonballed through it.
Cannonballed right through it. I think that was a missed opportunity. It would have been a turning point for everybody. Missed opportunity. I wish that would have happened. Daniel
wishes he'd seen Kevin Bacon's dick.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of fun ways they could have gone with some of these that they just didn't. Tommy becoming the next Jason.
Yeah.
Could have been good.
Could have been. And then that's where you introduce the mask.
Yeah. Although Tommy is a mask maker, he would have just done something cooler than just having a hockey mask.
Sure, but he would have had like a fucked up mask under that mask. Double mask.
Jason could have got on a submarine instead of going to space.
On a submarine?
I
don't think he would fit through the bulkheads.
He is bulky.
Yeah, he's too big.
They could have officially said that where Jason landed at the end of Jason X was Earth 2 and took place prior to.
Yeah, they could have said that.
Ooh,
the first movie. We could have had our Jason Superman story.
But they probably didn't think of that.
Because look, her son drowned. Okay, and then he comes down there and she just slaps his name on him, and he's so stupid that he just takes it. And we just think they were calling him Jason the whole time in Jason X, and it turns out it's just our tongues can't pronounce their names because they're an alien.
You pass!
Yep, there could have been more nipple play overall in the series.
No, I think there was just enough.
We could have gotten rid of those like Shelley, Ned characters earlier on. Like we could just stop having them.
Yeah, you could have.
Like maybe before we got to Shelley.
However, they did give us a lot of runway for things to talk about in the movies. When the movies had really nothing else going on for them, we could complain about the Ned Shelley progression and how, God, they just seem to be birthing each other out of, I don't know, man, you know?
A men's style. I got
Shelley,
you.
why, Shelley? Why? Shelley, you do it to yourself, Shelley. And where are you hiding that wetsuit, Shelley?
Where was he hiding that wetsuit?
I think he had it on the whole time.
We could get a backstory of Ma and Junior and actually see the finished stew.
You could take this chocolate bar and not axe me to death. You could do that.
We could not put the insane adult, in the rehab place with the children.
We could have really leaned in to Tommy's martial arts skill and had him had him open a class or something. Jason comes and starts picking off like lower ranking members of his class. And so they all have to get together as like a karate group and just do
karate Megazord.
Karate.
There is no lake in this dojo.
There is no lake.
There is no lake. We could have used the same lake, or
that would have helped.
Or at least always used lakes.
At the start of the series, you pick a lake, and then follow me here. You stick with that lake for the rest of the series.
By at least the third movie, we could have mapped out the region and had it stay consistent. So we don't have to try to figure out how the fuck this lake now magically
You could have
connects to an
established in the first movie that he's a slug.
It could have.
Or at least done hints. All it would have taken would be like some shots of slugs on trees, something on banister. Just little hints that,
maybe someone spills salt in a doorway and then Jason won't cross.
Ma Kettle is cooking. And Jason comes in and she doesn't know what to do, so she takes her salt shaker and she throws it at him and he starts to dissolve right in front of her.
And then she puts him in the stew?
Yeah. Eat your slop.
What are some things that you didn't like about this series?
90% of it. That's not a thing. That's a percentage. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Really? Okay, if you want to talk...
It'd be easier to ask him what he liked, I guess.
I mean, the problem is, some of these are great and good, and they have characters and good plots, but then the rest of them, when they don't, it's really obvious.
It's weird because there's very few of them that are like just middling. It's either they really fucking worked or my God, I hate my life. Why am I watching this?
So there's 12 movies, but you don't have 12 movies worth of good.
And you can't expect everything in a 12 movie series to be absolutely amazing, but my God, when they miss, I don't know how they got another movie after 3.
Money.
Yeah. I mean, shit. I'm looking at I think it gets a 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's high.
The third movie does?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Daniel's not going to like that Jason Goes to Hell only gets a 16.
That's too low.
By Rotten Tomatoes scores, Jason Goes to Hell is the 10th movie. The only ones they have below it are Manhattan and Part 3.
Well, that ain't right.
Okay, here's the tomato ranking.
Well, the thing is, critics didn't start to like the movies till probably Jason X.
Well, they like the first one.
They like the first one?
That's the highest ranked one. It's the only one that's actually
the only one that's
fresh.
been re-reviewed?
So if I recall, Rotten Tomato just has aggregate scores. They take all the scores from other supposedly reputable, reviewers. So there's probably a lot of people who've done what we've done, gone back, rewatched, and reviewed. So these aren't the scores they would have been when they first came out.
Let me tell you, the YouTube comments on the music that I was listening to, they said that Manhattan was really good. So
the music?
No, they didn't. They didn't say the music was good. They said the movie was good. But I'm here to tell you that the music in Manhattan is good as well.
With a title change and some length cut off the thing, Manhattan could have been more enjoyable.
No. The movie itself is unsalvageable. It's just, you can't do it. It's not good.
No, you can salvage that wreck.
No.
But you have to lean into it. They need to lean all the way into it. He's clearly teleporting and we're not doing anything about it. We need to cut out the Manhattan part.
What do you want to do about it?
It needs to just be Jason takes a cruise.
No. Oh.
That's it.
Listen to me. Philadelphia Project. Okay. So he's teleporting because somehow he was involved with the project and he's time traveling. So he's not really teleporting. He's just moving through time, and we're not seeing it.
Dumb.
Copyright.
Your idea is dumb.
Trademark.
Yeah, you can copyright, trademark it all you want, I guess. I don't think anyone's gonna
Don't be
take that
surprised,
from
Daniel.
you.
They might use it.
I don't think
Have you
they
seen
will.
this series? Have you seen this series?
Yeah, I've seen it. He was a slug.
You know,
Yeah.
we started off happy, cheerful, energetic, and
By episode 6, I'm a mean shell of a person.
yeah, pretty much.
The only thing that got me through like that middle area was knowing that I liked the last couple of movies. Like from Hell and then skip Manhattan. No, sorry. Manhattan's before Hell. From Hell to wait, what came right after Hell? It's
X.
Yeah, Jason X. So
Jason
yeah,
X.
from Hell, X, Freddy vs. Jason, and the remake, to me, that's the only time we get 4 movies in a row that are really good. And I know I have Hell lower on the tier overall, but it didn't make me hate myself. And so let me rephrase that. That's the only time we get 4 of these movies in a row that don't make me hate myself. Because Manhattan was bad.
Yes.
7 was bad. I liked the Tommy trilogy. I like the 4th one and 6th one better than better than the 5th one. The 5th one is still good. The
Riveting content, just saying numbers. The 7 is 7, 8, 9, and that's why the other numbers don't like 7.
the 5th one is a good time.
He's still doing it.
Well, I'm about to. The 5th one is the one without Jason. That's the 5th one's the one without a Voorhees.
Yeah.
It's the one where we think Tommy might be the new killer.
Just
That
the
could have
memory
been-
of a Voorhees. He haunts the community.
He haunts us all. It could have been like. I think
Where
you even
was
said it in
Slug
the episode.
Jason
Like it was a
during that?
good movie, and it was a good movie, but it doesn't feel like it's a Friday movie without Jason or Pamela. Like he's got to you can't just become Scream and like put someone else in the mask, like
Why
and
not?
have the killer still be effective because they never set that up.
So?
They didn't. And it's almost more insulting to do it
Until
this way.
Scream
than,
2, they didn't have that.
Oh, until the second one they made, they didn't have that.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. They didn't have Jason until the second one they made here.
Exactly. I think you've poked a hole in your own thing.
No.
You're out here poking holes in your own condoms, you little freak.
I'm going to say that what they did with that one, like just having another slasher and still calling it Friday the 13th, is more insulting
But it's
to
got the character.
audience.
It's got
Than-
Jimothy, whatever. What was his name?
Tommy.
Tommy.
Jimothy.
That's more insulting than how people were upset with Halloween 3. Halloween 3 was them going back to what they had originally planned, was a different themed movie at the end of for every season, or for every Halloween season. And they just happened to make too good of a banger of a first movie that they had to make a second one. Then they're like, okay, let's do the thing we thought of doing and just do something totally different like they had planned. Instead, they're like, we're going to do the same thing we always do, but we're just not going to put Jason in it. That's dumb.
But you've only had 2 movies with Jason in it at that point?
3. No. 4. No, 3. Hold on.
3?
1, 2, 3. So it's the 5th one. So,
It's not like they're switching it up unlike the 9th one where they decide he's a slug.
well, the 9th one, they're just like, it's the Gremlins 2 of the Friday the 13th franchise.
No, I would say the 6th one is the Gremlins 2.
No, the 6th one is amazing, is what it is. It's so good.
Are you implying that Gremlins 2 is not amazing?
Oh, Gremlins 2 is the second best Gremlins movie. Like, it's top 2.
I'd say it's top 1.
I go back and forth. The Gremlins TV show is pretty good, too.
Like a slug.
Like the slug. Who's the best final girl?
Jenny.
Is that part 2?
Yes. If you want to say best final person, then we can have a conversation between Tommy and Jenny.
Tommy brings the doom. He does a mess up, so I don't think he
Tommy's
gets to be
a
the
bad
best.
guy. He's bad guy.
And Tina's bad, too, because Tina resurrected...
Part 4,
Hitler.
Tommy. Part 4, Tommy. When it's Corey Feldman.
I'm gonna
the
say
Feldster.
FBI agent lady and part 2 lady.
And maybe Rufus. That baby in the box.
Do-
That was a girl.
The Ted Raimi baby?
Ted Raimi's
Uh-huh.
baby. Yeah.
But the FBI agent, she was running with that towel on. How'd that stay on?
It's a bath sheet. We've gone over this.
She had a plan.
I don't think you can. Yeah, that's why she's awesome.
No, well, that's not a final girl. That's a FBI agent. The final girl is in the situation, but she doesn't know until the very end that she's in the situation. You don't care. It's Ginny, Daniel. 100% Ginny.
Yeah, I know. That's my.
Yeah,
I did
it's the one
FBI agent / part
challenging
2.
me, and I'm gonna come at you. I'm
agreeing with you.
I'm gonna hide
buddy.
behind the bush like she did, but then I'm gonna get in the car, and you're gonna have to worm up into the car so you don't get into frame.
Although it should have been the lady in the car with her boyfriend who's driving and they get stuck.
Who wants to leave?
She should have pancaked him.
Yeah, that should have been her, but I think her boyfriend dragged her down.
Yeah, she doesn't get best final girl because
she died.
Well, that and she's dragged down by a poor choice in men.
Yeah, but who are your favorite characters in the series?
Shelley.
Jesus Christ.
Court. My soul hurts.
Who's Court?
The one who tells the story about the Native Americans at the rocks, and then he's driving the RV. Good. I've never driven a house before.
He's pretty good, yeah.
Crispy Boy is not a dead fuck.
Not a dead fuck.
He's got great dance moves.
Creighton Duke.
Creighton Duke. Demon.
Demon's funny.
Demon could have been great. Why did they get killed? They weren't even at the camp.
At the end there, I didn't like the way he treated his girlfriend when he thought she was shaking the thing.
There was a turn. It turns out he's very claustrophobic. And and she knows about it, and she plays on it.
She knew that,
and so
problem.
You know what?
Okay,
now you're gonna get it, bitch. Now you're gonna get it.
If someone came and turned off my thunder noises while I was taking a shit, oh man, it's gonna be hell.
Right,
hell to pay. I'm not even wiping. I'm getting up and I'm walking out.
Well, no one ever does
with my shorts.
Not
no
these
one would ever
movies.
dare turn off my thunder noises.
You're going to take those poop pans, you're going to put them in your fridge, you're going to take a bite of something, you're going to put it back in your fridge, you're going to leave it for someone else.
Ew.
Who's the worst final girl?
Shelley.
Shelley's not a girl.
Is it the one who when her new man friend was in the basement yelling, "It hurts!
He's killing me!
He's killing me!"
Wasn't that the third one?
Doesn't do anything. I feel like that was the third one. Yeah, I feel like at some point I kept trying to say it was Tina's boyfriend. You guys said it wasn't.
I thought it was the hunter.
Rick?
There's a couple hunters.
Rick,
I feel like
Rick is someone else. Never mind.
But I feel like she could have went and helped, but also she could have not came right back to where her new man friend was murdered 5 minutes ago, and then be surprised the killer's still there because he's probably catching his breath.
He's camping. Jason likes to camp. How many people did he kill in that barn?
Oh my God! They built a barn.
75%.
It was red. And we got to keep this barn. It's in everything. It was even in Jason X Space Barn. They could have. Sorry, I just said a Mitch McConnell. Forgot what I was going to say. I had something.
That's how you get a turtle.
That's how you get a turtle.
No, that's what happens when you get a turtle, okay? Aw. He has a health issue. How dare you? Turtle.
Then resign.
Damn.
I think they become more interesting if you have another character that is persistent across the
movies. So we should introduce Creighton Duke a lot earlier.
Ooh.
Creighton Duke would have been fun floating around in the background and a lot of things, and that would explain why he knew everything he knew. Like the Tommy Jarvis trilogies is good.
Yeah, I like that.
And like all the stuff with Heather Langenkamp and the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff is
that's
good.
A different series.
Different series.
But I'm just saying,
you keep trying to talk about other things. I understand.
But like it doesn't. There's Halloweens without Laurie.
Again, that's another series.
It's going to my point. Like when you got the other character to tie it together,
yeah, a lot of the Transformers, they pop up in all the various Transformers movies.
Well, Optimus I think is in most of them.
Optimus comes back. Megatron probably.
Bumblebee's real popular.
How many?
Waspinator's whole body hurts.
How many reoccurring characters are in those transporter films?
Sorry, in what?
You heard him.
I
did too.
Transporter.
What do you say?
Transportation.
Those movies with Jason Statham?
Yes. Is that different
Jason
from Crank?
Statham.
Crank is the one where
yes, that is different from Crank.
He has to be awesome all the time or he dies, right?
All the time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's the same thing I got. That's why I'm so awesome all the time.
Is that different from Rush Hour?
Definitely different from Rush Hour because that one shares the same universe with turtle. I'm a turtle. I don't know. Look,
I'm a turtle.
I don't know where we're going with this anymore.
Favorite
Where
Jason.
am I?
Favorite Jason.
Like actor or just the Jason portrayal itself?
I don't care.
I physically, just as like a silhouette, I don't think I prefer Potato Sack over Hockey Mask.
Oh yeah, I don't like Potato Sack either.
No, that's not what I said. I prefer the Potato Sack over the Hockey Mask. Cut the Hockey Mask, stay with Potato Sack.
Yeah, I don't like Potato Sack either.
The Hockey Mask looks really bad for a while.
True.
Like they don't. I talk about it a lot where like it makes his face like too wide, like it's too round.
I think that's a him issue.
Maybe.
My favorite Jason is a slug.
That's not surprising. My favorite Jason is the one in 6 when he gets Frankenstein monster.
Okay.
And he spends the whole rest of the movie like being astonished by the sheer amount of power he all of a sudden has.
Yeah,
like,
he was very surprised.
Like he's like you punch through that guy, and then he's like looking down at his hands. He's like, I'm a monster. Like holy shit, that was fun. Ninja Jason made no sense
From the remake?
but damn, was he ninjin'?
I spilled on me.
Oh no, buddy.
You spilled on me.
It's also the one where he decides to use power tools all the time.
That
Like,
was
he's
weird. That's in the Psychic Girl one where he keeps going to that tool shed.
And coming back with
Tool
another
shed.
saw and yeah.
Saw. These are all serious.
I don't know why they did that.
They just like, we need to get cooler weapons. And I think they should have tried to stick with just the machete for the majority of the kills.
Unless he was doing some landscaping and he just happened to keep running across people.
Well, he's trying to run a fucking camp here.
Kenny, tell me one thing that makes a Friday the 13th movie a Friday the 13th movie. What does it absolutely have to have?
So I feel like you don't want me to just say a Voorhees.
Does it?
I feel like it does, because
Okay.
when we didn't have a Voorhees, I wasn't super thrilled about that being a Friday movie.
Okay, it's got to have a Voorhees. Daniel, tell me another thing. What does it have to have?
A lake.
Has to have a lake. Okay. Kenny, what else? What does it have to have?
TNA.
Daniel.
Some sort of a camp with counselors.
I feel like you could axe the counselor's portion. Sometimes it's just people at the camp.
Yeah, but I like it when it's camp
And
counselors.
those were bad movies. Kenny, what's another thing it has to have?
Well, you gotta give us the good kills. You gotta show us the kills. There's a couple of them where they do a lot of these kills off camera, or they'll do one where they like squeeze a head and put grape jelly on their face or snot. That's gross.
Daniel, anything else that it has to
Slug.
have? Did you just say slug?
Yeah. Has to have a slug.
Okay.
And Creighton Duke.
It has
And a Kandarian dagger. And
See,
a
now,
Necronomicon.
I'm best.
And-
Exploding titles.
Ooh, okay.
And it has to have a Ned.
They do apparently have to have a Ned.
Not a Shelly. We don't need a Shelly.
Yeah.
Shelly is too much.
I like Mom's head showing up all the time.
So, like, body parts of family members.
Yeah,
Or-
mostly heads. I'm not going to care if I see Uncle Pete's hand. In fact, I could go the rest of my life without having to see Uncle Pete's hand ever again.
What did Uncle Pete's hand do to you?
I can't talk about it. He came to my room to see some masks. That guy was real interested to come inside to go to that boy's room.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm trying to figure out what sets Friday the 13th apart from other slashers that we've seen. Like what is it? What is its selling point? So for TNA, other slashers have those good kills. They better be in your horror movie, right? Now, but having Voorhees as a character, having a lake, but even the burning happened at a lake.
Yeah, but what came first?
Yeah, the Voorhees or the chicken or.
I mean, it's hard to say what it needs to set it itself apart from other ones when it literally is a ripoff
Sure.
of other ones. I mean, so it's the standard slasher formula. We put attractive young people in a isolated situation and then throw a maniac at them. Like don't go back to formula. You know, stick with the formula. You shouldn't have to go back to formula. You should have never left the formula.
I also like the one where we were able to pick out what each camp counselor did to deserve to die.
That was part 2.
Oh, breaking the rules of the camp?
Yeah.
Movie established rule.
Yeah, because they do throw those out, and then those movies are bad. I think it's just, at this point, you've made so many Friday movies, you look at the good ones and you see what you need to make a good Friday movie. Is it unique to the Friday movies? No, because you need to do that in any movie. Like, give us you either need to give us characters we actually fucking care about, or you need to just get going right off the bat and just start giving us fun, interesting kills, and it's just going to be a display of carnage and, like that's your potentially your cartoon ones. Like, get us ridiculous.
Sure.
Give us fucking Ma and Junior, who would be extremely obnoxious. Look, I like as you get further into a series, you try to get more out there. Yeah, like Jason Goes to Hell, being completely out there. Okay. But let's get Jason in some more interesting places. Like I said, in those movies, like, if Jason's going to take Manhattan or Jason's going to go to hell, the majority of the movie needs to be in Manhattan or hell. Although, I guess Jason Goes to Hell is a better, more accurate title than Jason Takes Manhattan, because Jason never got to take Manhattan, but the whole movie was Jason going to hell.
The poster for Jason Goes to Hell has Jason fighting little demons. I'll point that out. That didn't fucking happen.
The one I'm looking at has like the all fire background and then like a fucked up mask with a slug demon coming out of it.
That happened.
I still think he should have fought Spawn.
They would have kiffed.
Now kiff.
I think Voorhees, I'll say the camp setting. But even then, we still got...
The only reason X gets a camp thing is because they do virtual reality camp. That's the only time you see a camp.
Right. Oh, Sleepaway Camp. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, yeah.
There are other camp horror films. So you need a Voorhees. You gotta have a lake. We have to have a lake.
It has to be a crystal lake.
It's gotta be a crystal lake.
Or a forest green lake.
And I think whoever said it, you gotta have exploding titles, and has to have a Ned variant. There has to be some kind of Ned.
We forgot something very important, and it's embarrassing that it took this long for me to say it, and you guys are going to feel really embarrassed. Doomsayer.
That's true, Doomslayer. We gotta have the Doomslayer.
Okay. It's got a death curse! Like, what was that, Crazy Ralph?
And he's always coming out of a pantry.
Always coming out of a pantry. He's got a secret family. He's not like that one guy who took a shit, drank a Coke, didn't wash his hands, took a bite out of, like, food in a store, put it back on the shelf, and then was holding a bunny, which pretty sure he was wiping his shit hands on the bunny.
It's the softest thing around.
So maybe he didn't have shit hands.
Why what?
It's part 3, Daniel. I'm pretty sure.
I know it's part 3. I don't know why he brought it up.
It was just...
He needs to use the bathroom?
I always got to use the bathroom.
Unless you're just saying, like, everybody should wipe. In which case, yeah.
With a bunny.
Everybody should.
Everyone should have a bidet.
With a bunny.
Jason would be a lot
This
happier
bunny
if he
used
had
to
a
be
bidet.
a white bunny.
It's a bunny that is white.
Now it's a brown bunny.
Brown bunny.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
And don't say doing your mom. Don't say doing your mom.
Doing your mom.
Okay, which character do we think Daniel is?
Can I say which one you guys think I am?
No, because we have to think which one you are first.
Oh, God. Which character in this whole series? Okay. I got mine. Do you got yours?
I got mine. Daniel's Crispin Glover.
Oh.
No, Daniel's a dead fuck. I was going to say Crispin Glover ain't a dead fuck.
Kenny's going to say I'm Trey.
No, I wasn't going to say Trey.
Oh.
I should. We did say that at the time. I was going to say you're angry Tommy in A New Beginning who doesn't talk much, knows kung fu, and just doesn't like to be touched.
Yeah, okay.
Or interacted with.
Yeah. I see it.
Yeah.
I see it every day.
Every day. Every day. It was either that or, Shelley.
Daniel's not a Shelley.
He's not a Shelley. I was just joshing you.
Some days, though. Some days.
Some days.
We all have those days.
Our Shelley days. Well, who do you think you are, Dale?
I put Trey.
I am. Oh, Trey. I hate when you smoke, babe. Don't make me repeat myself.
Don't make me say it again, babe.
Don't make me say it again, babe. I mean, he was a real one.
Oh, wait. No. That's who I said that you guys would think I was. I relate to the hunter.
One who shows up who says he's hunting. I'm hunting bears. No, you're not. You want to come? Hey, you want to come in the house? No. You want to come to my room? Yeah.
Absolutely. I would love to check out this kid's video games.
You got any kids? Got any kids in those cabins? How many kids you got out there? A lot of college kids. A lot of college kids.
College kids.
I'm here to do a thing, but then when it's time to do that thing, I'm gonna be bad at doing that thing.
He broke my gun on a stump. Ugh. Ryan probably still hasn't watched Guy in a Buffalo. I never sent him that link.
Oh, have not. So
I'm Creighton Duke. Coolest motherfucker around.
Oh, he is so cool.
all right, who do we think Kenny is?
Jason.
Kenny is not Jason. Are you kidding me?
I'm not big enough.
Kenny is
I can
the
forget the
fat high school kid from Jason FBJ.
What are you doing out here, corn poke?
Okay, sure. Yes, I'll go with that. He's also the character, and I forget his name. Is it part 6? The one who's given the explanation of the Native American chief who wants to take
Court?
off.
Yeah, you Court.
Yeah.
Yeah, Court's who I ideally want to see myself as.
I'm sure you do.
Or young Tommy.
And Ryan is the doomsayer, Ralph.
Ryan is...
I've written my choice. Here we go.
Right.
Oh God, I've morphed into him already. Well, hello
I don't want to
there.
say Junior.
I'm a doomsayer.
Soda pop noise. Psh.
I could see Ryan as the Crispin Glover potentially.
Oh, absolutely.
I got the moves.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see Ryan as...
And a dead fuck wouldn't have a kid.
That's true.
That's because he's not really one, right?
He's not really a dead fuck. That was all a lie. I couldn't believe it.
That computer, oh, okay. Before you solidify your choice, I got a question about that computer. Was that a real computer in the car?
Wasn't it just like a piece of cardboard that he pulled up and pretended it was like
he was like role playing.
Yeah,
as a computer. Are you confused? Do you know what a computer is?
I do.
You're standing in front of one right now.
No, he's no longer Crispin Glover. Now he's his buddy who's laughing at the stag film and not getting any.
Getting ready to fuck a teddy bear.
He's the guy who strikes out in New Beginning.
He's the principal from Manhattan.
Oh.
You take that back.
You don't touch my precious parts, young lady.
Oh wait, no, he's the...
What are you doing?
He's the guy that fucks the mannequin in...
Here?
Remake.
In the remake, from his favorite movie, Cthulhu Slugs the Desert.
I thought I was just the Sam Raimi baby, but that's fine.
Ted Raimi.
Oh, Ted Raimi.
Ted Raimi, baby.
Ted Raimi,
God,
baby.
you can't even get your own references right.
I'm
Sam Raimi's baby is Spider-Man.
I'm a baby. No, I'd give you Crispy Boy.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll take him.
Absolutely, you would. I mean, nobody here's cool enough to be like anyone in the first movie, except for Ned. We're way cooler than Ned.
No one's a Ned. Neds are, yeah.
Yeah. We're not bad people. We just say bad things sometimes.
I only say a bad thing if I think it's funny.
I think that still makes it bad.
Okay.
Okay, but we're dropped into one of these movies. Which one of us dies first? I got my answer.
I think you die first.
I think you die first.
Why would I die first?
Because your survival instincts are non-existent.
Okay, I'm dropped into the scenario. Guess what? I leave.
How? Who's going to drive you?
I'll walk.
You're going to get so tired?
No.
You don't do cardio.
I'm walking. It's not cardio.
It's hiking. It's cardio. You're out in the woods. And as soon as you try to leave, it's the horror movie rules. If you're walking out there, he's walking right behind you. You're that...
That's fine. We'll leave together. We'll have a great time.
You're the hitchhiker on the side of the road who crushes the banana. That's what you are.
Because I guarantee my top speed is more than 0.18 miles per hour, which is a slug's top speed.
That's true, but this is a scenario where it's like you could have millions of dollars, but there's a slug that's constantly chasing you, and if it ever catches you, you die automatically.
Mm-hmm.
So sooner or later, that slug is going to catch you. Yeah, I'd watch that movie. Slug follows. I think it's you, Dale.
I don't think he'd kill me because, okay, I'm mucusy. A slug is mucusy. We're brothers.
He's going to think you're special needs, just like him and Tommy?
Yes.
Shave your head?
I'm certainly not out there fucking, so...
Ryan's already got the patchy hair.
Cabbage Patch.
Cabbage Patch.
Why you make fun of Ryan's hair?
Well, I was going to say, because he would survive, because he'd be doing the Tommy thing.
Oh, he's already doing it.
Some would say he already is.
Practicing.
So he's either going to be Tommy or he's going to be Crazy Ralph, who makes it through one movie and then...
I would be in the basement with Jay. He's killing me!
He's killing me and it hurts!
He hit me in the eye!
No, the reason I say you, Daniel, is because
I'm the best of us.
We've established in other movies that you're going to be the one who goes and checks it out. You're going to be walking through that extra part of the barbarian basement.
Yeah, you're right.
You're gonna be like, oh, well, it looks like people are living in this house, but I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep staying in here.
I go to check it out, but somehow him and I just walk right past each other. He's on his way out, I'm on my way in, and then he kills everybody, and then I'm done checking out the place, and I leave.
You give him either that little head nod, or you do the high five, and you grip, and you start showing your muscles to each other. And I'm like, that's weird. I've never seen that guy before in my life.
But I think I just made a friend.
Dear Diary, camp was fun. I made all the friends I could have possibly had by the end of camp because the rest of them were dead.
Hey-hoo.
Also, he's cute.
Do you think he likes me?
Diary? He likes me.
Do you think he likes me?
Yeah. Where do we go from here?
Where do we go now?
It's already been 14 years since the remake reboot.
I thought you were going to say it's been
out.
14 years since we started the Friday series.
Why does it feel like
it?
We've been through something? Like something awful. Why?
I've got PTSD from this. I don't know how I'm... And it's going to be the same thing when we do any of these other long series. There's going to be some big drops in my heart. I don't know. It's bad sometimes. It's really bad. It's like you got a Wonder Ball, but the outside layer is shit.
It's like blue balls in your heart.
You got blue vulva.
In your heart.
In your heart. So obviously they're going to have to... The legal stuff is somewhat cleared up. So what the legal stuff was is there between the first and second movie, there's a rights issue. They claimed that we paid you to write this first movie, so we should have the rights to it. That's not how it shook out. I don't recall the exact final details, but basically one group of people now has all the rights in the US, and another group of people I think have the rights outside the US. So now
I have the rights in space.
Space
there
rights.
You go. The complication I think was someone actually owned Jason, and then someone owned Friday the 13th itself. But anyway, that's why after 2009 we didn't get anything else. We still haven't. It's because they're dicking around over who gets to actually make things. We had a really great game, one of those 4v1, 5v1 games that is fantastic. If you like any of these movies at all, you should go play the Friday the 13th game if you can still get your hands on it. I don't know if they're even allowed to sell it at this point. They're forced to stop making content for it. And now I think it was the same people that pivoted and just released that Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, which I haven't tried yet, but I mean, I don't see that as being as fun.
I think the next step, it has to be crossovers. That's what worked with comics when we got Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. That crossover worked really well. So I think for movies, because the idea of having a Voorhees at a camp who's running around killing camp counselors, no matter how good it is, it doesn't matter. We've seen it before. So we need a new slug to come
Hogwarts,
in. Yes.
Summer trip to America. They stay at the lake. Voorhees picks off these wizards one by one.
He's grilling them. Why didn't you stop the Holocaust? Why didn't you stop the war in Vietnam? Why do you allow...
Well, I don't think they would care about Vietnam.
Oh, they're big on it. Yeah.
Was Britain involved in Vietnam?
I don't know anything.
Oh, they're all up in it. So
Britain?
Right now, what they have lined up, what they've actually announced, because this was one thing to get around those legal issues, so they're already able to get started on this before they finally got that cleared up, is a Crystal Lake prequel series. Likely coming out next year, but God knows on that because everyone's still on strike.
Oh, nothing's coming out next year.
Yeah, so I can't guarantee next year, but it's being put on by A24 though, and they're not a struck company. They've agreed to all the terms.
Oh, then it might come out next year.
And potentially Brian Fuller is last I've seen still attached to it.
Yeah.
And apparently
the original X to doubt.
Well, he's probably already got fired for creative differences because he was making something that was he was making something that was too good, and they can't have that.
He'd be like, "What if I made it super gay?"
Maybe,
and I would love it. Is there any gayness in any of these movies at all?
Only what we bring to it,
which I bring a lot.
Sure,
I think
carry on.
Trent and Dean probably really just wanted to like kiss and not fight, and that's why there was so much hostility because they were having to come to terms with it.
That's true.
I think we had a subplot where Jason was coming to terms with his sexuality and he just didn't understand it, and that's why he was angry.
Really?
Yeah, that popped up briefly.
Which one?
I don't recall. I think we just totally made it up though, but it made sense because he was an angry boy. There had to be a reason. Apparently, Adrienne King will have a recurring role in the series, the original Friday Final Girl, so that's interesting.
Is she going to be Grandma Voorhees?
Possibly, because like I said, it's an extended prequel, so that means we're not following Jason, and that's how they get around all that. Maybe we get to meet the father, which I don't recall if it ever was actually mentioned in like a comic book or something. Maybe a novelization. I haven't seen the novelizations on these.
So I would imagine what this was going to be then is this Pamela Voorhees story.
Well, yeah.
Immediately, or like a year or immediately after she... Although that's going to be interesting, because if that's true, then how are they going to handle the "my kid drowned, no he didn't"?
Well, that's the thing. They don't ever handle that properly in the series. Sometimes he drowned, sometimes he's just been alive in the woods the whole time, so then we got to try to figure out, well, why the hell is she acting like he died? Or is she just one of those people that's so up like, this could have happened to my kid, and I'm so pissed about it. This could have happened.
Daddy faked the death to get the kid away from her because she's crazy.
It's possible.
Problem solved.
And then, but it turns out Daddy was crazy too.
So do you just not have her be a killer?
Someone's going to have to be a killer in this thing.
It's going to be her.
Okay, so an extended prequel. Perhaps they give you all the build up, and like you see little Jadar in camp. So either it's going to take place while Jadar is in camp, and it leads up to his death, and we already see her like she's already kind of frayed at the edges, so it doesn't take much for her to finally snap. Or maybe it takes place between when he died in the first movie, and this shows us her first kills. Or maybe they roll it all the way back, and we see how she's always been a killer.
Maybe they roll it back to like the 1500s, and we see how, we see
that snail lose its shell and become the slug,
and it immediately kills another slug.
We see her shove slugs from her mouth to his ass.
If I want to see slug action, I got that. It's a little thing called drip, drip, dribble, dribble.
Dribble, dribble. Those are leeches.
Drip, drip. It scratches the same itch.
Yeah, there's also
I don't
that movie
think they
Slugs.
can scratch.
You don't have one with teeth?
I think they're all teeth.
Ah, yes, vagina dentata.
What a wonderful phrase.
It really is. This prequel series could be Pamela's pearl to the first Friday being her ex. We got to see her old and already insane.
She kills Jason and goes crazy.
Yeah, she could have killed Jason and blamed someone else. Like
yeah. She accidentally.
Yeah. An accident happens and you can't face the truth. It would break you, so you're protecting yourself.
Handle the heat, so she had to get out of the kitchen.
Well, she had to get out of the kitchen because someone was making the world's largest pot of stew. Like, if that family needs to be there too.
Absolutely.
And Ma's probably going to be like 12 years old at this point in time, and it's gonna like
Junior's still there though.
Junior's still there somehow. They hurt me, Ma!
Yeah.
They hurt me, Ma.
They hurt me,
No
Ma.
one hurts me, Ma. No one hurts me, Ma, while I'm around.
Should have been decapitated sooner.
Bryan Fuller, yeah. So if he can do to this what he did with Hannibal, I mean, just take my money.
Yeah.
It's done.
Take it. Yeah, absolutely.
Kevin Williamson might be involved.
He's a busy man. It's like saying Guillermo del Toro's gonna do a thing.
Well, you just gotta pay him.
No, he's not.
And respect him, and then he will.
And Victor Miller's involved, so you got the OG writer there.
That does nothing for me. Who cares?
That's not good.
Well, that's why they had to be weird with it, because that was part of the whole rights thing. Is he
involved, or is he just getting money?
He's an executive producer, so he's just getting money.
Okay, thank God.
All right, then that's fine.
Well, actually, I had an idea that Jason was
a slug.
Would wear suspenders. Now, isn't that an idea? You get him a hay hat and a corn pipe and some suspenders.
If he just did the first movie, Jason isn't even his idea.
He's not.
That's why the prequel series, Jason probably named the focal point of it.
He's a little lake goblin. He's coming for you. I figured out why that scene in the first one still gets to me. It's because it's a daytime jump scare. Not a lot of horror films happen in the daytime, and so when you just get it, tranquility, everything's bright, and then just horror out of the lake, beautiful.
It really got me because there are no ripples in that lake.
That means they kept that kid under that water for a long time.
That's why they couldn't use the director's son. It was like 28 degrees that day.
Part 3, I think, had the worst music.
Oh my god. I'm glad you brought that up. Because on my little favorite soundtrack thing, number 3 is number 1.
You like the funk?
I like the funk. I like 3 and I like 8.
The best track in the whole thing is the Alice Cooper. He's back.
A special nod to Alice Cooper.
He's a real one. The most iconic kill in the thing is everyone's going to say that Kevin Bacon one where that happy accident caused that fantastic blood spurt everywhere. But
no.
I'm kind of partial to Jason really not liking Trey, and so killing the shit out of him and then be like, you know what, you
and
really suck, and then
up.
folding him in half.
That is funny.
That's fun.
What's your favorite plot point?
Is your slugs?
It's the slug.
Slug Jason is my favorite.
My favorite plot point. Well, okay, it could be a favorite one, and then they just fumbled the bag so fucking bad.
Sure.
But the psychic girl could have been fun. That could have been. I think that's part of the reason it's so bad is because, like,
no one else is psychic. There's no other psychic characters. Where did this come from? Why
there
is
were
it
never
here?
slugs until there, so you can't make that argument.
There have always been slugs in nature. And behind every tree is a Creighton Duke. Watch.
Y'all know me.
You know what I do.
I'm Creighton Duke. I break fingers for information.
He breaks fingers, and he caught 6 of the most notorious serial killers. Which 6? I don't fucking know.
Notorious.
Yeah.
And this one, I know. You ain't got him.
He caught the Zodiac Killer.
Oh.
I just didn't tell you that.
Okay.
What title do you like better for this series? Friday the 13th or the OG potential title, The Long Night at Camp Blood?
At no point in this entire series has anyone said the title.
Okay. Ignorant question. Has it ever been Friday the 13th
It has not.
Any of these movies? We might need to check this. It has not.
So let's just throw that out. Friday the 13th, get rid of it.
Daniel's talking out of his ass here. I can't tell you where, but I guarantee they've said either Friday the 13th, and they probably said it like, oh, it happened on Friday the 13th, or it's Friday the 13th. There's no way they went through 12 movies without having said that at least once.
I definitely would have written it down that they said the title.
Nah, you were too busy living your slug life.
That might be true.
If we are...
I think you call it Crystal Lake.
Crystal Lake? Well, that's what they're doing with the prequel series. If you're bringing it back, which we know they will be, outside the prequel series, like, where do you start? What do you do with a new movie? Because you can't use 2009's remake reboot as a launching point anymore. Do you just try to make another random sequel and just have it be like, some of the canon's real, some of it's not? Or do you reboot it again? And if so, what does that look like in this current age of horror movies? How does Jason act? For example, how has, like, Michael's gotten more recent movies? How has Michael changed in this current setting versus his previous ones? Like, Jason never got a Rob Zombie style fucking reboot where we really get to see little Jason dealing with all his tormentors and his very lovely family life. I think, hey, maybe we get that with the Crystal Lake series. So, does Kane Hodder at least get a cameo? Do we make that right again?
Yeah, you've got Kane Hodder in a giant, like, slug outfit, kind of like if Disney had, like, a cute slug, he would be that. And he's there, like, greeting people as they come into the lake for the first time.
Welcome to Camp Slug Lake.
You basically do, like, a Jurassic World thing where we're reopening the lake bigger and better than ever. And you got Kane Hodder. He's in the slug suit. Come on down! But then, turns out, Jason.
Okay. You could do your legacy sequel, like Scream. Bring back Tommy.
Yeah, bring back Tommy. Bring back some of the final girls that lived.
Where was that one guy that we couldn't find at the end of the one movie where, like, he had to have taken care of Jason, otherwise the girl wouldn't have lived? Like, he shows back up. I forget who the hell that was.
You have all these people come back to the camp that have survived as, like, a therapy thing. And then one of them, probably Tommy, is going
Probably
crazy
Tommy.
and killing people there because it brings up badness.
So we're bringing back Tommy from New Blood. Is that what that one was called?
Tommy from 5. But
Yeah.
this time he is the killer.
This time he is the killer.
But
Maybe.
but also maybe he is Slug.
Maybe he is Slug. I think you bring back Tommy, but he's not like a main player. You gotta have your real New Blood, and Tommy just kind of comes in. Maybe Tommy dies.
Tommy Doomslayer.
Tommy shows up. He helps out, but in helping out and doing so, he takes a stray machete. And it's not even Jason that kills him. It's one of the other campers panics and thinks he's the killer because he just showed up out of nowhere, like Tommy does.
We have a bodies where they start killing each other.
Oh, there never was a Jason or a
There never
Slug.
was a J. There is a slug.
There's always slugs.
Always slugs.
Always slugs.
Like, you guys weren't super high in the last reboot remake, so what would it need to do to get you back on board for a new Friday the 13th movie? I like the idea of the legacy elements. I like we're doing that with things. That's fun.
Crossovers. That's all that's going to work for me.
Crossovers. You have Freddy versus...
That's it.
Or not Freddy. Jason versus Godzilla.
Jason versus Kaiju. Jason versus Audrey 2. Jason versus
Okay.
Ghostbusters. Jason versus Gremlins. Jason versus Critters. Jason versus Ghoulies. Jason versus Puppet Masters. Jason versus Demonic Dolls. Jason versus
makes a wish with Wishmaster.
Wishmaster. Jason versus Pinhead. Jason versus King Kong. They both climb the Empire State Building. Jason versus Snakes on a Plane. Jason versus Dracula.
Ooh.
Jason
Dracula?
gets the invitation.
Jason goes to the shark side of the moon.
Jason goes to the beach.
Jason versus
Oh,
Jaws.
Jason takes a break.
Jason.
Jason gets scared stupid.
Oh.
Weekend at Jason's.
Weekend at
Weekend at
Jason's. We've done it. We've solved it. See?
We solved it. See, I don't...
That was just off the top of my head, Kenny. That was a no thought list.
Apollo 11, but with Jason.
They have to re-establish the character before they can do those crossovers. I'm sorry, buddy.
No,
you
they
don't
don't.
just come back.
No, they don't.
Okay. If they bring it back, though, you want them to go roll back into full-on camp? Like, you want them to try to make an 80s Friday the 13th movie?
No.
No.
That time is done.
You see, I thought rewatching House of the Devil
House of the Devil!
made me realize, okay, that had its time.
80s is done. The future is now, old man.
And now, I am okay with changing the soundtrack to have it more synth-based. That I'm fine with.
John Carpenter does the music.
John
John
Carpenter, Friday
Carpenter
the 13th.
does the soundtrack for everything.
Okay.
The next inauguration, I want him there. I want him on a spin table. I want him having a I want him smoking the whole time with giant headphones on. And he's just playing on his bass guitar. You know what?
DJ Carpenter!
And I want it to be the most foreboding music you've ever heard, just to set the tone for the rest.
Just a tone.
Just to set the tone for everyone.
Okay, but what kind of Jason we getting here? We getting a superhuman Jason?
You're
We
getting
getting
a
a ninja
slug.
Jason? Or we just getting a basic...
You're getting a slug.
We're getting a slug Jason? I gotta tell you, I don't think slugs are coming back.
Well, that's a mistake.
Maybe you get a tattoo of a slug.
I'll take a tattoo of a slug. I just want some acknowledgement
That it happened.
that it happened, because I feel like not enough people talk about the fact that Jason is a slug.
Just a little slug man.
You want to place bets now? If Brian Fuller produces that series, there will be one dinner scene where they're serving slugs. It's either as a joke, like ha ha
I don't
ha,
think
you're supposed to eat this
no
as a
one
hazing
eats
thing.
slugs, so maybe a snail,
Are you sure?
like escargot.
Come.
You'd think it'd be easier just to eat the slugs, though, because you don't got to deal with the shell.
I think people eat slugs.
I've never seen nobody. I've definitely seen people eating snails in a Fuller show.
You need to come out of your
Shell.
cross the border.
Across the border.
Escargot.
Come on over to my side of the world.
I gotta cross several borders. No, I think it's just the one, you're right. Then I gotta fly across the sea. Jason visits China.
I think you don't redo
Jason
the first
visits
one.
the Great
'cause
Wall of China.
We gotta get right back to Jason.
Okay.
Give me... I'm trying to think of how it works, because everyone has fucking cell phones, so it's hard to just sit there and like everyone gets slaughtered. So it's got to be one night. there's got to be like a massive storm like there always is, so there's no signal. I think it's the same setup that always works, is we've got our older counselors there getting the camp ready. Because I think it goes back to a camp. None of this, oh, they also live on the lake bullshit. No, it's Camp Crystal motherfucking Lake. And who knows, maybe they renamed it again. Because it's been so long since anything happened. Like, maybe this is... Yeah, I'm really into the Legacy sequence.
Come on down to Camp Slug.
For some reason, like I said, Tommy gets triggers. Tina still alive?
Who the fuck is Tina?
Tina's abilities have waned. Okay,
she's the one you held out for 7 days.
I'm still waiting. We never got the movie with the psychic girl.
It turns out there was a Jason support group, and so Tina and Tommy vaguely know each other, but they've all fallen out of touch because there hasn't been a killing in so long. We're gonna say the reboot never happened. We're gonna say this goes back. Let's make the last canon movie on at the camp. Like, it'd be before Slug. Sorry, buddy. It would be maybe Manhattan. It's too dumb to continue from. What was before Manhattan? That's 7?
I think Jason Goes to Hell is before that.
Jason Goes to Hell is 9.
After Manhattan.
Nah, but I'm pretty sure the movies were shot out of order, so.
But anyway, we get it to where there's another, like, 20-year period before Jason's killed again. So something brings him back. Someone kicks over a grave in the woods, like, trying to get the camp ready. Maybe there's some heavy machinery out there and he gets dug up. Or Mommy gets dug up and that triggers him to come back. I don't know what. Find an excuse to bring him back. Then Tina gets like an itch in the back of her skull. And she talks to Tommy and she's like, I don't know, Tommy. This doesn't feel right. And the storm is out of nowhere. The weather didn't predict it or anything. It just, the storm is rising because Jason's rising. And they spend, I don't know, 70% of the movie just trying to get to the camp because they know the counselors are in danger. Our counselors are completely clueless to the fact that it's going on. And the fact that counselors are going through a case closed episode, the two-parter of the ski resort and the axe murderer, like they're in that situation. Someone's dropping and they think it's one of them, but it's Jason. It's always Jason. It's Jason the whole time. Maybe we don't even see the first couple kills. We build up to it. And then, Tina and Tommy get there. Tina just dies.
Yep. Okay. Shows up.
Tina just dies. Dead.
Opens the car door. Dead.
Yeah. Tommy manages to save the day at some point, but then Tommy dies.
Trips over a leaf, face down into a pile of slugs.
But Tommy allows them to... He finds a
flashing neon light that he can't resist, and he goes up and he touches it and electrocutes him. He does it to himself.
Yeah.
Or he sees lights, wanders onto a highway, gets hit by a car. Fucking moron.
Tommy dies, pointing them in the right direction. They find a Pamela shrine, and then they melt down the Pamela shrine with acid, and then Jason's like, well, shit, now I don't hear Mommy's voice in my head. And he's like, well, I'm gonna go lay back down. Or maybe Jason gets in a fight with a bear, and they're both so, like, wounded, and
but then he's
walk away from each other.
Just, gives a knockout punch to the bear, just hits it so hard.
Oh, yeah, like the child predator.
And then lifts it above his head.
Yeah, drinks his blood.
And then Wolverine shows up. And
crossover.
Well, Voorhees could be a mutant. That's why he's got the regenerative powers. Okay, Jason Voorhees gets accepted into Charles Xavier's School for the Gifted.
Oh,
that's the wrong kind of gifted.
Oh, Jason, what skills do you have?
Thought Jason was special.
Get to mud crabbing.
I'm a slug.
I be slugging.
I can do this, Professor. And then he grabs a student and then slugs into him.
Oh.
Maybe we don't do that.
Just like maybe you don't go watch all the Friday movies. Maybe you remember the ones you like and you go watch them. Or if you're going to watch them all, space it out. Don't do it all in one go like us, because that's painful.
Well, we did space it out, though.
Yeah, it still hurts.
It still hurts
It's an iconic franchise. It needs to exist. The bad ones, I think, need to exist to elevate the good ones.
Nah, I would erase these from history if I could.
Yeah.
All of them? Even Slugs?
No, just Slug. They would just be that movie.
Just Slug. That's just a Slug movie. So, we're going to cleanse our palates of this tomorrow. We're starting with the first of our random movies for the rest of our Spooktober marathon.
Oh, this one is fun.
The Seventh Curse.
This has a slug in it, too.
We liked it. Daniel wasn't so high on it.
This has slugs. This has boils. This has kung fu fighting. More importantly, This has who?
Ancient ancestor.
You betcha it does.
Or as Daniel says, titty berries.
Did I say that?
You say that.
How would you know? It's tomorrow. We haven't done it yet. Losers.
Oh, that's true. That's so weird. So if you somehow made it through these Friday movies and you want to continue with us, then, stick around for that. Now, Ryan, does our Doomsayer have something he needs to pop in and say?
Oh, hello, everybody.
Wait, hold on. Cut.
Oh. Well, that's a special sound effect that I'll have
I just
to send
did it.
you. Okay,
no,
hold
I
on.
just did it. That was it.
All right. Oh, I'm the on-the-spot Doomsayer, and I'm thanking you all for joining us on this happy little camp journey we've been on.
And I'm the Doom Slayer.
Oh, this is my slug son Doomslayer, and he would tell you to subscribe and tell your friends. The rest of these movies don't suck that we're gonna talk about.
Well,
that's a lie.
That's a lie.
Oh,
It's a bold-faced lie.
it's my bedtime.
You need to go to bed, old man. So, do what he says, or else. Like, subscribe, tell some unsuspecting victims about us, message us on X. X gonna give it to you. On the Instagrams, send us an email, send us a letter. You don't know where we live. You might know where we live. If you see us in the club, come give us a hug, because we need it.
In the club when we a hug.
And as always, I've been your sometimes really good host, but also a lot of times really bad host. It's about 50-50. Kenny?
I've been your Shelly did nothing wrong host, Daniel.
I'm your mommy has a secret accomplice, and that's what the prequel series is going to be about, Ryan.
Yeah, probably.
Spoiled all of ya.
See ya, fuckers.
So basically what the simultaneous hermaphrodite thing for a slug means is that when they're mating, they can do whatever they want. If they feel like doing a little penetration, they can do that. If they feel like getting penetrated, they can do that. It all works.
I mean, that's better than what, bed bugs, where the males just have to guess what's a female and they
If
shove
they
their
both
penis
want
through
to,
their chest.
if they both want to plug each other, it works.
Everybody getting plugged.